is Siti Syahirah. I'm currently working as a non-independent executive director in Pyramid Bank. Previously, I worked at CMB Bank as an accounting clerk for 3 years.
Hi, my name is Amirah Syahmina, binti Amin. I'm currently working as a non-executive director at Pyramid Bank Berhad. Previously, I have worked at Petronas Berhad as account associate for about 4 years and a half. So this is a generous time for me to gain more knowledge and more exciting experience from Pyramid Bank Berhad.
Hi, my name is Siti Fatimah and I am the accounting manager of the Pyramid Bank Berhad.
Hi, my name is Nur Iffah Najwa. I'm currently work as non-executive director at Pyramid Bank Berhad. My previous job is account assistant at Dashadi Berhad. I'm looking forward to my current work position because I want to improve my skill and knowledge.
Hi, my name is Nur Amirah Adlina. I currently work as a non-executive director for Pyramid Berhad. I previously worked for Deloitte for 4 years. I am looking forward to gain new experience at this new company.
Let me explain about the company's background. Pyramid Bank Group is a public limited company and was incorporated in Malaysia in 1956. Pyramid Bank is one of the largest public listed companies on Bursa Malaysia. It is also one of the top 20 largest banking groups in Southeast Asia, with a total asset exceeding RM 412 billion and with a net income amounting RM 6.2 billion. The group focused on providing its financial services to serve its local and global customers. Pyramid Bank Berhad was founded by Tan Sri Lijia, and from June 2016 until now is led by CEO Datuk Jalaluddin Hassan, who was the head of department in charge of the economic planning unit. The group also provides various banking and financial products through its subsidiaries such as Pyramid Bank Berhad, Pyramid Investment Bank Berhad, Pyramid Islamic Bank Berhad, and Pyramid Insurance Berhad.
I will proceed with the management approach, which is the factor to consider of having a segment reporting. There will be 3 factors that Pyramid Bank consists of. Firstly, the nature of the business activity has a primary goal of maximizing the profit. Pyramid Bank engages in the provision of financial products and services through various business divisions. For instance, the Group Community Financial Services, Group Global Banking, and Group Insurance and Takaful, and also others. Anything done by this firm with the goal of maximizing the profit is considered as an example of this. The second factor is the existence of managers responsible for the activities. Segment manager is responsible to monitor and communicate directly with the top operation decision maker regarding the segment performance. Lastly, the third factor, which is the information provided to the BOD. The top decision maker must consult the BOD in making decisions. Therefore, the BOD will be able to ascertain whether the segment should be continued, discontinued, or replaced with a new segment that can provide more profit towards the company.
Type of segment. Business segment is a unit of an entity that is engaged in providing products or services. The first one is the group consumer banking, such as residential and non-residential property loans, secured personal loans, motor vehicle financing, credit cards, wealth management, and many more. Secondly is the group international business, such as group corporate banking and global markets, group investment banking, and group asset management. The third one is the group wholesale banking, for example, investment banking, corporate banking, treasury, markets, transaction banking, equities, and private banking. The next one is the group insurance and takaful, which generally include general takaful business that offer to both individuals and corporate banking. The fifth one is support center and others that consist the result from the other company's business division because the results are not relevant towards the group. The next is Syariah Islamic banking units, which are retail banking, corporate and investment banking, business and transaction banking, and Islamic treasury. Last but not least is the asset management that involve managing the funds of corporate institutional investors by investing in stocks, fixed income, securities, derivatives, investment, and other type of investment.
The chief operating decision maker is the individual or group of individuals who are responsible for strategic decision making regarding the entity. As the chief of decision making in Pyramid Berhad, I am responsible to allocate resources and assess the performance of the operating segment. I also foresee the likely outcome of the many options, making decisions without considering the consequences could result in negative consequences for the organization, such as monetary damages and bad public image. Next, communicating direction. Because of my position in this organization, I must work to communicate the direction an organization needs to take to the rest of the members. Cultivating culture. Altering an organization culture helps guards against unethical or illegal behavior by members of the organization.
Next, I will explain about the process to identify reportable and non-reportable segments. According to FAR570, operating segment requirement and entity shall report its information separately with regards to the operating segments only if it passed the 10% threshold test and 75% test rule. To identify the qualification of reportable operating segment, I like to emphasize that the 10% threshold test has three bases. There are revenue basis, profit or loss basis, or an asset basis, which all must satisfy the 10% threshold test or more. Since our company decided to analyze our operating section using the revenue basis, the 10% threshold test will be evaluated based on our total reported revenue from sales to external customer and inter-segments. After the determination of reportable segment, the entity must do the 75% test rule, in which the total external revenue of the reportable segment must be at least 75% of the total external revenue.
Next, I will be explaining about the segmented reporting of the Pyramid Bank Berhad. After the calculation for the 10% threshold test, the segments of Group Consumer Banking, Group Wholesale Banking, Group Insurance and Takaful, Support Center and others have more than 10%, which fulfill the 10% test requirement and need to be reported separately on a voluntary basis, whereas the Group International Business, Syahirah Islamic Banking and Asset Management does not meet the 10% test requirement shall be combined. Next, the 75% test threshold is conducted after the 10% test is met. In the first try, the outcome is less than 75%, which is 71.43%. Thus, we need to reconsider the additional non-reportable segments that has the highest total external revenue and does not meet the 10% test to be considered as reportable segment. In this case, we applied the asset management segment. Hence, the recalculation of the test is 81.33%, which exceeded the 75% test requirement. Therefore, the segment of Group Consumer Banking, Group Wholesale Banking, Group Insurance and Takaful, Support Center and others, and Asset Management shall be reported separately, while the segment of Group International Business and Syahirah Islamic Banking are to be combined. Therefore, this is the new segmented report that has been prepared by our accountants based on our previous calculation with 5 reportable segments and 2 non-reportable segments.
Next, for the last section is segmented reporting, which is advantage and disadvantage. For the advantage, firstly, to help in knowing which segment gives higher profit and which segment is not. For example, if it is segmented by group, we may determine which group offer better profit and which group are trained to focus on the bottom line. Next, it helps potential investor in better investment decision. It provides investor to complete the detail about their shares unit, their profitability and others. It can also analyze and decide upon which investment is the best to invest towards the investor. For this advantage, each basis has its own limitation and issue and its own calculation. It calculates reportable segments on 3 different bases: revenue basis, profit or loss basis, and asset basis. Next, the data presented can be misinterpreted by the investors or creditors. Operating data by segments are developed for internal management users. Therefore, external users may have difficulty in understanding them and applying them for making decision investment.
Furthermore, I will explain the basis of preparation of the interim report. There are 2 methods, which is the discrete method. FAR570 is using a distinct and separate reporting period, which is also known as discrete method. Each interim report should be considered as a separate accounting period from the annual cycle, which does not include all information in the report. Therefore, need to be read together with the financial statement of the year end of 30 September 2021. Next, the integral method, costs incurred which clearly benefit the entire year, are allocated to the interim period. Based on forecasted revenue or sales volume, when this approach is followed, the results of subsequent interim periods must be adjusted to reflect prior estimation errors. RHB Bank Berhad had prepared the interim report for third quarter and financial period ended 30 September 2021 of the group have been prepared in accordance with the FAR570 interim financial reporting.
Two accounting policies used in preparing the interim report. The first one is FAR116 Property Plant Equipment. All items of the property plant equipment stated at cost less accumulated depreciation and impairment losses, if any. Subsequent costs are included in the assets carrying amount or recognized as a separate asset as appropriate. All other repair and maintenance costs are recognized as expenses in income statement during the financial period in which they are incurred. Freehold land and buildings in progress and renovation in progress are not depreciated. Other PPE are depreciated on a straight line basis to write down their cost to their residual value over their estimated useful life. Secondly, intangible asset, FAR138, comprising separately identifiable intangible item arising from business combination, computer software, licenses, and other intangible assets. The cost of an intangible asset acquired in a business combination is its fair value at the date of acquisition. Intangible assets with definite useful life are amortized using the straight line method over their estimated useful economic life. Intangible assets with an indefinite useful life are not amortized. At each date of the financial statement position, the intangible assets are reviewed for indication of impairments or changes in estimated future economic benefit. Number 1. Computer software licenses. Acquired computer software licenses are capitalized on the basis of the cost incurred to acquire and bring to use the specific software. Computer software licenses are subsequently carried at a cost less accumulated amortization and impairment loss. These costs are amortized over the useful life of 3 to 10 years. Second one, other intangible assets consist of customer relationship, brand, trading right, and membership. It is initially recognized when they are separable or arose from contractual or other legal rights. When the costs can be measured reliably, other intangible assets with definite life are stated at cost, less amortization and allowance for impairment plus reversal of impairment if any. They are amortized over their useful life. For example, customer relationship 10 years, brand 3 to 10 years. Next, type of interim reports prepared by the company. Interim financial statement for the financial year ended 31st December 2021 are audited income statement of profit or loss. Second, audited statement of comprehensive income. Third, audited statement of financial position. Fourth, audited statement of changes in equity. And lastly, audited statement of cash flow.
Next, I will identify current and comparative period each segment that is prepared by RHB Berhad. The current reporting period for the unaudited statement of financial position is 9 months, while for the comparative period it consists of 12 months. The dates are shown as in the table. In terms of unaudited income statement and comprehensive income, the current and comparative interim will be 3 months, while for the current and comparative year-to-date will be 9 months. Furthermore, for the unaudited statement of changes in equity, it consists of 9 months for the current and comparative. However, the reporting year is different. Lastly, the unaudited statement of cash flow, the date for current year and comparative interim period is 9 months, but the reporting year is different. The dates are shown as in the table.
Now we are at the last part of the presentation where we make adjustment on the third quarter by using the statement of financial position as at 31st December 2021. As you can see, the statement of the financial position extract of RHB Berhad before we make the adjustment. First adjustment. The first adjustment is about the property, plant and equipment and each depreciation. On the 1st January 2021, the cost and the cost of accumulated depreciation of the motor vehicle was 32,782,000 and 21,581,000 respectively. RHB has a straight line method to depreciate all its motor vehicle at the rate of 20% per annum and on yearly basis and none in the year of disposal. However, on the 1st of July 2021, one of the RHB motor vehicles which are carried on the amount of 320,000 was disposed for a profit of 80,000. The motor vehicle was purchased at the cost of 400,000. On 1st September 2021, RHB acquired two motor vehicles amounting to 250,000 each. The acquisition of the new motor vehicle costing 500,000 has been added to the cost of the motor vehicle. So now we will calculate the amount of the depreciation of the year 2021. Thus, the calculation of the depreciation will be 20% of the annual rate of the motor vehicle times 32,882,000. The total cost of the motor vehicle on the 31st December 2021 and times with 9 months as the assessment is made in the third quarter, resulting to the 4,932,300. Finally, the decaying amount of the motor vehicle as at 31st December amounting to 6,448,700. After deducting the cost of the motor vehicle with accumulated depreciation, that's the end of my adjustment for presentation 1. Now I will pass my presentation to the Iffah for the next adjustment.
Next, moving on to the second adjustment, which is on account receivables. During the third quarter of 2021, the company discovered that there is an impairment to the account receivable. As at 1st January 2021, the amount of receivables is amounted to 86,507,000 ringgit. It is estimated that only 85% of the account receivables are collectible. However, as at 30 September 2021, the amount of collectible has risen to 90%. First step for the adjustment is to determine the amount of collectible. As at 1st January 2021, the amount of collectible is 73,584,500 ringgit. For the 30 September 2021, the amount of collectible has risen up to 90%. Therefore, the amount to be collected is 77,913,000 ringgit. Next, to determine the amount of allowance for doubtful debt as an expense in the statement of profit or loss, and to determine the amount of account receivable in the statement of financial position. For the first quarter, the amount of allowance for doubtful debt to be recognized as an expense in the statement of profit or loss is 12,985,500 ringgit. Whereas the amount to be recognized as an account receivable in the statement of financial position is 73,584,500 ringgit. Moreover, for the third quarter, the amount of collectible has risen up to 90%, which will effect in the third quarter. So, the amount to be recognized as the allowance for doubtful debt in the statement of profit or loss has decreased to 4,328,500 ringgit, and the amount to be recognized as the account receivable in the statement of financial position has risen up to 77,913,000. Since the amount of collectible has risen from 85% to 90%, we need to reverse back the amount that was previously recognized as an expense in the statement of profit or loss. So, the amount to be reversed is 80,657,000 ringgit. This amount is to be recognized as an income in the statement of profit or loss.
Lastly, this is the extract of Statement of Financial Position.